TNA, Spike TV, and you're working with him again. Was there issues there? Like because we already talked about the press conference and him coming in, but was there issues? And how did you guys work that out?
Yeah, no, bro, I only got, let me tell you something. I used to get hot at Eric and Hulk. I'll tell you why I used to get hot at them. And I'll tell you the one time I really got hot at Hulk, and I didn't do anything. I walked away. Bro, I would get hot at them because, John, we would have a production meeting at Universal Studios at like 11 o'clock in the morning. So we're done at like 12 o'clock. And, bro, as soon as you're done, you go to catering, you throw down your food, and then you get to work. Okay? Well, bro, what would happen would be the production meeting would end at about 12. Hogan and Bischoff would leave the premises and not come back till about an hour before the show started. So we're all working like dogs the day of a show, getting everything set up. And then these two guys would prance in an hour before showtime. Really, really, really pissed me off. And the one thing that really set me off one time, bro, was there was a match scheduled between Sting and Kurt Angle. Okay? Bro, these guys were talking about the match by phone all week long. All week long. And they both put in a couple of calls to Hulk to get his feedback, and he never returned their call. So now it's the day of the match, and they pull me aside. And this is Sting and Kurt now. This ain't two freaking jabrones.
Yeah.
And they lay out the match that they have. Okay. And I'm like, that sounds good. But at that point, Dixie had all the main events like that. You had a run laid out to Hulk. Okay. Bro, 2 o'clock, no Hulk. 3 o'clock, no Hulk. 4 o'clock, no Hulk. 5 o'clock, no Hulk. An hour before the show starts, Hulk comes walking in. Okay. Meanwhile, Kurt and Sting are looking at me like, what the F, bro? Like, seriously, we've got a match tonight. We've been trying to get a hold of this guy all week. What's the deal? So now, bro, the four of us sit in the green room, and Kurt and Sting lay out this match that they've laid out all week. Hogan starts changing the match. Bro, this is Kurt and Sting. This ain't, Matt Morgan. So, bro, as Hogan's changing the match, and like I said, bro, they've tried to get a hold of this guy all week. Bro, these guys are looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? Like, we've been trying to get a hold of you all freaking week. We've got this thing down. Now you're going to completely rework this an hour before. Bro, I got so aggravated. And John, here's why I got aggravated. To me, it was such a disrespect to Kurt and Sting. It was such a disrespect to them. I was so upset and so pissed off. Bro, I got up and I walked out of the ring. I mean, out of the room, because I really felt if I would have stayed there, I would have said something, and it would not have been good. So I just got up and I walked out of that room because I was like, bro, like I felt like those two guys were so disrespected by him at that point in time. And, bro, maybe at the end when the writing was on the walls, maybe he was calling it in to TNA. I wasn't there at the very, very end because I left. I couldn't take it anymore, bro. When you had Pritchard there and you had Bischoff there and you had Hulk there, it was the same old, and I was done with it. So I actually left while he was still there, but that was kind of the boiling point for me because, and again, like I said, bro, only because I just felt he disrespected those guys and it was wrong.
It's interesting. Like, he did actually get them a couple ratings over 2 million. I mean, there was like pops for TNA. Maybe it didn't end the right way, but there was some pops for them.
Yeah, we got it up to over 2 million. That's what people seem to forget. People love to say I was a failure at TNA. Bro, we had 2 million people watching on Spike TV. I don't think it could have ever gotten any better than that. That was about the max.
Pretty good. I know there's some stuff with Hogan, the Abyss stuff, the Flair stuff, the Aces and Eights, the Immortal. So there's some stuff obviously hit or miss, but I mean, Hogan's pretty advanced in age at this point. You know what I mean? To be like the main focal point, to be a wrestler or whatever. But his star power was still there, obviously.
Yeah, that Abyss thing was his, bro. He thought that was like the greatest thing. Then they wanted AJ to dye his hair blonde and become like it started getting like just a little nutsy there towards the end.
My only thing is like, do you know AJ Styles? Have you seen him wrestle for like the last 10 years? Like, the guy's awesome. Like, what are you doing here? What are we trying to do here?
It was weird. It was weird. Yeah.
Joseph Parks' brother, Chris Parks' brother.
The magic ring. The magic ring. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, Hogan throughout the TNA and stuff maybe never reaches the heights again, but he's still Hogan. He still has the name, still huge. Then obviously the Bubba the Love Sponge sex tape controversy, the racist comment controversy. There's a bunch of different Hogan Knows Best becomes huge, but then there's problems with Linda, and then him trying to help his kids out, and then Nick gets in trouble, and the DUI stuff. I mean, there's just obviously with anybody in anybody's personal life, it just gets out there and there's ups and there's downs. And it's a roller coaster. But man, there's just some controversy that people for some reason can't let go. AEW has a guy on the roster right now, won't say who, conspiracy to murder multiple people, and he's on the roster, and nobody has any problem with this dude. I don't either. He served his time in jail. That's fine. But nobody says anything with this guy. But Hogan can't get away with anything. They can't forgive him for anything. Nobody's perfect. But what do you think about all the controversy? Because some people just can't let some of the stuff go.